Immortals of Aveum, a game that is set in the world of Aveum that is currently experiencing an Everwar, which has been a millennia-long conflict over the source of magic. Now, originally, the world of Aveum had 5 separate nations. However, because of the Everwar conflict, those 5 separate nations have kind of boiled down to 2 remaining superpowers. The first being the Kingdom of Lucium, where our protagonist Jack hails from, and the second being the Theocracy of Rasharn. Now, the Theocracy of Rasharn is ran by a tyrant named Sandrak, whose main goal is to capture the source of magic so that he can then cut off Lucium from magic and effectively win the war and rule the world. Now, Jack, our main protagonist, does hail from the Kingdom of Lucium. However, in a world full of magic, he was actually born without the ability to wield it. He did, however, become a late bloomer and not only gained the ability to wield magic, but became an extremely rare type of maid called the Triarch Magnus. Now, the Triarch Magnus, as the name suggests, hold the ability to wield all 3 types of magic that are available in the world of Aveum. Those 3 types of magic being red magic, blue magic, and green magic. Now, each type of magic does have its own unique playstyle. Red magic embodies entropy and violence. Its spells can create, rend, and harness energy in extreme ways, manipulating them to unleash a destructive beam or disrupting it to disorient enemies. So the way I think about it, red magic is kind of like a heavy style. Blue magic embodies force and the physical manipulation of matter. Fire precise bolts, spontaneously form shields and defensive walls, or manipulate gravity. Blue magic also powers a Magnus ability to grapple, push, or pull objects. So kind of like a sniper Jedi defensive. It sounds pretty cool. I don't know how that looks in game, but it sounds pretty cool. And then lastly, we have green energy. Green magic embodies growth, death, and transition. Spells manipulate enemies and objects by altering them or their surroundings, bind objects in place, misdirect with illusions, or rend an enemy's ability to cast or heal. So I'm getting off of green, just kind of more like a trickster vibe, or just somebody who likes to, if you like messing with people, which to me that sounds like the most intriguing form of magic, to be honest. This might be your perfect playstyle. Again, the brilliant thing is that we can try all 3 because our protagonist, Jack, can wield all 3. Now, a game centered around magic is going to make use of what? Spells. So pulling from an IGN article written by Chris Lead, he says that all told, you can learn and upgrade 25 spells during the course of the campaign and work through a skill tree to learn 80 talents for use in combat in other situations. Let's talk briefly about those other situations, again pulling from this article. Unlike some shooters, combat is only part of the picture in Immortals of Aveum. The developers say that there's plenty of room for exploration, and those who poke around levels might discover hidden areas and helpful items. There's also an emphasis on puzzle solving. One of the gameplay demos showed Jack, the protagonist, in a room with no apparent exit. To proceed, he had to figure out how to raise 2 pillars, use the lash spell to reach an otherwise inaccessible area, and solve a light beam puzzle. Right, so it's labeled as an FPS, and obviously the trailer was combat heavy. This isn't just going to be some linear, just run in, shoot everything, blow everything up, and get to the end final boss. There is going to be, I don't know, I don't want to say an open world aspect, but there will be other things to do, probably in the same vein as like Jedi Fallen Order. All right, now let's talk about campaign length. Brett Robbins, taking from a Polygon article, who is the CEO and game director of Ascendant Studios, who also has such claims to fame as having been the senior creative director of Call of Duty World War II, creative director on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, as well as Modern Warfare 3, has come out and said that this is going to be a narrative-focused game. And so it's single player only. There is no co-op, no multiplayer, and the campaign itself is going to last you about 20 to 25 hours if you just run it straight. If you do all the side tasks like exploring, solving the puzzles, collecting items, then it could run you a bit longer than that, though he didn't give us an exact time frame if you do all the side content. All in all, this game looks pretty interesting. Something to keep an eye out. For me, I don't know if it's a day 1 purchase. It might be a wait and see, but what is it for you? Is it going to be day 1, wait and see, or is it going to be, probably never going to buy this? The game is set to release on July 20th of this year, so coming up in about 3 months, which is pretty crazy that they waited this long to talk about it. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to please comment about what you're going to do with it, because it might help me make a decision. And subscribe if you're looking for quick videos about upcoming things. Till next time, my name is Dubskennedy. Peace.